story, my dad actually warned me that there might be occasions where people would, remind me of the rather conflicted history of Nazism and all that. And I found the contrary. I thought sometimes someone made a joke, but I obviously clearly knew they were making a joke about it. And for me, as a German nowadays, in modern days, that is fine. You're allowed to, if you really don't mean it, and if you don't mean it in an offensive way, that is, personally, I'm not speaking for any other German-speaking people, but for me personally, that is fine, and I understand that, and you're making a joke, and I would never consider that racism in any form. So, a few occasions where that was being joked about, but otherwise, I was never called a Nazi. I was never treated offensively because I am German. What I found was actually really the contrary, that British people were very welcoming towards me. They, especially having lived in rather rural Britain, where most of the students were actually just locals, I found that they really tried and really hard to incorporate me into this student body and make my time a good one.
I never had the impression that when I tell people I'm German, that they think about World War or something. I never had this impression, thinking, they did it's almost as if they didn't care, except for asking me, which places in Germany they should go to, or which places they should travel to. And I never felt like they were a bit I don't know, they had some bad feelings or things they were hiding they didn't want me to say. I felt like they were pretty open to Germans as well. Nothing nowadays that there's no you talk to people but you don't really think about war anymore. So if you think of Germany, you think about German products or whatever, or German places to go to, or traveling to Germany, but not about war.
I think the relationship between Britain and Germany has always been very complex. It's been very intertwined. I mean, we've had objects through different eras representing very different things, coming from very close friendship and alliance, such as the trophy that we had to look at. But at the same time, there's objects that are symbolic of the exact opposite, especially when looking at the Nazi era. England and Germany have been very close in both good and bad ways over the past couple centuries, and the objects signify that very significantly and show how that relationship has sort of evolved over the past couple decades.
The exhibition really is about the relationship, and with that relationship comes ups and downs. And so some of the objects are really depicting the friendship and the alliance between Germany and Britain, and especially the quite impressive silver trophy that we have there. And some pieces are obviously there for the purpose of also depicting the conflict that was going on, because obviously that is part of history. No one can change that.
Today I've seen that there was a whole new side to the relationship before the war. In the times of Napoleon, for example, one of the artifacts which I've actually never seen was the big silver crown piece, and I didn't know about this foreign German Legion, and that was really fascinating to see that Germans were such a strong partner to Britain, and they actually really had a deep relationship across languages, across cultures. And what I think today is it's really overshadowed by what happened in the Second World War, and even nowadays with what's happening even currently today with the referendum, possible exit from Europe. We tend to forget that there's such a deep history connection with Germany.
Well, being a student as well, I by no means know everything about history, and they actually taught me a lot about the relationship, particularly between Britain and Germany, that I have not known before, and a lot of facts that I really did not come to my mind if I was simply asked about the relationship between Germany and Britain.
When we learned about British-German alliance in school, we mostly talked about the World Wars. But then I think this exhibition is more about the relationship, like going as far back as I think 1700, like 300 years back, and actually many positive aspects as well in the British-German relationship or alliance. And yeah, I thought it was quite interesting to learn about like the whole history and not just about the few, like about the actually quite important obviously parts, but only negative parts. So I kind of like wanted to get a whole picture.